Boys and girls, since winter's coming around, we are going to be doing some fun snowmen. You can either do it this way, because I'm going to show you two different ways. This was actually done just using pencil, a Sharpie, and crayons. This is all done in crayons. One of the things that I am focusing on this week is using value, which is the different shades of a color. So like dark pink, light pink, showing that shadow and light. So here's some dark, here's some light, but it's using just one crayon to make that color. You're just pressing down harder or pressing down lighter. So if you're at home, I'm asking you guys to probably do it this way because you probably don't have the other materials at home. The kids at school are going to be using some chalk and glue, but I will show you what we're doing there. So if you decide you want to do that project instead, you can, but don't feel like you have to, because I'm also showing you this way where you can use the crayons and marker and pencil. So I have a 9x12 piece of paper, and you are going to be using a pencil to do your drawing in. I'm actually going to be using a Sharpie because that way you guys can see it on the camera. But then after you're done using your pencil, you are going to use a Sharpie to go back in and trace your lines so that you have these nice dark black lines, and they are really come out instead of showing that pencil. So I'm going to be showing you how to draw the steps of your snowman here, and then next week we'll come back and we will use our crayon to add some details in. So you're going to be drawing it today and tracing with a Sharpie, and then next week you'll come back in and use your crayons, or if you're doing the other project, you'll use chalk. So we're going to start off by making a big curved line, kind of like this. Kind of like a smile, but not a whole big smile. Right now what we're creating is this line right here on our scarf for our snowman. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a curved line. And this is going to become my snowman's head or his face. So what I'm creating is this line right here, so that it's kind of looks like a rainbow line, but a big curved line. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be creating his knot and his scarf. So what I do is I just create a big circle. Next thing I do is I create kind of a curved line. This is just beginning to make his scarf. And then I create another curved line, just like that. Kind of looks to me like a bird, like when we draw them in our artwork and we make them over on the side, or the letter M. Now on this side, I'm going to kind of do the same thing, but see, I left this gap right here. I definitely want to make sure that I put that there, but then I come a little bit because that knot is sitting right in front of it. So I know that I don't need to bring the line through it. And again, I'm going to create the other side of my scarf. Now I need to connect these two lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a line that goes across like this. Now, I also need to create some lines on here that make the scarf, the end of the scarf. And I'm kind of running out of room on the side here. And if you have to make it go off the side, you can. I'm just making two curved lines to kind of create the end of the scarf. And then I'm also going to create his hat. Now, this might be a little tricky, but we're going to try to get through this one because I know sometimes when we're trying to create these new kind of lines. But I'm going to make like a big curved line, just like this. Just on one side. Big curved line. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and try to kind of bring it down around about the same spot. But now, see, in this picture, I'm trying to create the top of the hat that sits on his head, but I'm going to have like a curve here. So it's kind of going down instead of up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this line down, but then I need to kind of bring it back up so that it meets that other line. And again, you guys will be able to do this in pencil, so don't try to do it in Sharpie. The next thing I need to do is create, this is the brim of his hat. I need to create the rest of his hat. So I just make a line going across. And I'm actually going to go ahead and create this line going across the top of my paper. And it's almost like a little, kind of a curved line. And then I want to bring it back down. It's not exactly straight. I'm not trying to build a box. I kind of want to make it look like it has shape. And then I take and I make a curved line going across so that I can add some color onto his top hat up here. Now, if you want to do a different kind of hat, you don't have to do it like this. You could make one that looks like it's wearing a winter cap or like a Santa hat or any kind of hat like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some lines in here to create some patterns with my scarf. And I just can notice I kind of make them a little bit wavy coming in here. So add some movement in there, and it doesn't look like straight boxy lines because it's not like that. And now your face, you can make how you want. I'm going to show you how I do it, but yours does not have to look exactly like Miss Shop's. So I'm going to take and make my eyes. And again, you're going to go back over your lines with a Sharpie. Now, I only did black dots on here, but I might change it up and make my eyes a little bit different on this one. Like I said, this is your snowman. I'm only showing you like some of the parts of it, drawing it, but you can do it how you would like to, boys and girls. I'm also going to show you how I do it with the other kiddos who are going to be using chalk and glue to do theirs. They're going to do the drawing and trace with glue today, and then they're going to use chalk to color it in next week. So we'll see how the different types really come together. So there's my eyes. And then I did 2 circles on the side just to add some rosy cheeks to mine. You don't have to do that. And then I'm actually not going to add the line this time, but I am adding some little black dots. That's kind of like the little coal pieces that they put in there. Notice that some of them are being hidden by the scarf because the snowman has his face kind of tucked down with the scarf. It's cold. And then I am forgetting my nose. So I'm going to add a curved line. The nose is going off kind of, he's got its head turned so you can see it. And then I kind of just make like a triangle. And then I add some lines for my carrot. Now, if you're doing the crayon, then you're going to stop at this point. You're also going to make sure that you trace it with Sharpie. And then next week we'll come together and we'll create our color that we have used in this snowman. Now, if you are one of my students that want to do the project the other way, you are going to follow the same steps. You're going to draw your snowman. I don't know if you can see the lines on here, but you're going to draw the snowman following the same steps that we just did. So you can see I'm using my pencil lines. This is why I use the Sharpie when I'm doing mine, because it makes it easier for you guys to see. I'm actually going to draw these first, and I need to make sure I make them big. And I'm going to draw my snowman just like you guys did today. And then I'm going to I'm going to add my lines. So I'm doing the same thing that you guys just did, except for this time I am adding in glue instead of doing the black Sharpie. So you can see I've drawn my snowman exactly like I did on the other one, but this time I'm actually going to trace all those lines if my glue works. I just used it. I'm going to trace those lines nice and neat using the glue. Now, after I get done tracing my snowman with these nice, pretty, full lines of glue, when you remember to pick up your bottle of glue when you're tracing it, don't just go and try to do the entire thing holding it down. You're going to want to trace it. Pick up your glue, stop squeezing, and you're going to trace it around. But then you're going to, like here, I'm going to come around and try to stay on the line. I don't want to be little lines that there's barely any glue. See, I stop, I pick it up, and actually on this, I'm actually going to color in the entire thing because I want that eye to stay black when I'm finished. And that's what's going to happen with this black paper, is that it's going to stay black where that glue is filled in. And this is where I don't want is pools of glue most of the time. So I'm going to go ahead and trace this, and then if you are doing it this way, boys and girls, then you'll leave it to dry on a flat surface. Do not try to put it at an angle because your glue will run down your paper. I hope you had fun with this, boys and girls. We'll be back for next week for our snowmen and doing color. Bye, boys and girls.